There we go. Welcome, everybody, into what should be an exciting game
Once
between
again,
Vipers and Dude,
a
Where's My
woman's left
ELO? With me
unsatisfied.
co-casting, at least for the first game tonight, is
Life
going
is
to
too
be
short for
Ozo.
fear.
Hello, everyone.
You can see him spamming the chat at the exact same time, so that's perfect. Um,
Multi-talented.
Microphone is messed up. What do you mean by that? Is it too close? I do that occasionally.
Think carefully.
We'll figure it out later, I guess. Already some bans coming through. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Some carry junglers being taken away from Seriously Lucky, as well as Constant Stutter's Braum. And
No problem.
some more different targeting bans, I guess. We haven't seen the Alawi yet from Baka Pro, so I'm not sure if that's just been banned every game, or what's going on there. But then the Xerath and the Ezreal both make quite a bit of sense given what we've seen.
And so you were saying one of these teams plays around a certain lane, right? It was Vipers?
Yeah, Vipers, so they have a pretty strong bot lane duo. They've struggled so far to play around it, so I'm interested to see if they can get some picks that give them a little bit more agency to play around bot lane.
Right. They had good luck on one of their games with the Kaisa Thresh, so I'm curious if that's what they're going for already.
Yeah, and the Kai'Sa's still left up, and I don't believe that Cabot King plays it, so that would be a pretty comfortable lane, I think, for him, if that's what they want to go through for. Yeah, Constant Stutter's Rakan is something that we've seen, as well as a Seriously Lucky on Graves. So far trading power pick for power pick, and even pretty high priority picks in like LCS competition. Or
Oh, Graves is extremely strong right now. I'm actually kind of surprised that they let that one go through.
yeah, the Graves and the Rakan and the Kai'Sa all pretty high priority, even beyond the meager scope of our gold league here.
Well, not to mention that he's already had a strong game on it before.
Mhm.
Let's see. Oh, I was right about the Thresh Kaisa bot lane, so they got that going for him.
The guy who hasn't casted or watched any of the casts predicting.
Oh my god. Oh, damn it. I should have talked about this earlier. I was going to say that Ziggs was his best choice so far.
Yeah, the Ziggs he had an MVP performance on
MVP
as
for
well
it,
in the first game. He had some really nice targeting on the bouncing bombs. Was able to hit some targets that stretch out with the bounces, and that's a big difference between beginner Ziggs and stronger Ziggs players are using that bounce effectively. The Caitlyn for Cabot King is pretty standard for them.
The thing I want to see, I'm on the hype train to get Viper their first win here, because oh my god, my roommates.
A little bit of hype in the background. The Mundo and the Maokai bans, both very standard things. Both of the top laners, Baka Pro and Malzahardons, have basically played the big beef boys so far.
Absolutely livid.
So I'm interested to see if we'll get them on something a little bit more carry oriented. The Vladimir ban would be targeted again toward Baka Pro. And the Scion, so we don't have a whole lot of beef boys left. Honestly, we'll have the Cho'Gath available.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is I want to see something out of Viper's top lane. Something new, which is probably going to happen since they banned away half of what he's played so far.
Yeah, he looked all right on the Gnar. Is Gnar and the Shen are the two picks that he's played that are left up. The Ornn, I guess just slipped my mind somehow, but the Ornn comes through to second rotation for Malzahardons. It fits the style of champion that he's been playing. Has played Dr. Mundo and Scion, both on the ban list, of course, as well as the Cho'Gath. So Ornn should be a natural fit, and there's the Gnar counter for Baka Pro. And now you got a blind pick. I guess you don't have to blind pick. This is just the jungler that they've saved for last. Unless that's the Kai'Sa jungle.
No.
No, it's going to be the Zac. And I guess he's not one of the ones we've seen play Zac yet. Zac against Graves is a rough matchup, though. Do you have any feeling about how that goes?
If he finds Graves in the jungle, he should run, is what it is. But he has those unique angles at which he can gank the other lanes, so I want him to be using that to get his laners an advantage. Especially bot lane. I think, I don't know if they will, but I hope they play around their bot lane, just get that going ahead, and basically put Gnar on an island and leave him to his things.
Yeah, Revan Christ and Gay Robot have been the two big bright spots for Vipers, and they've got comfort champions and things that they've performed well on so far in the split. So it feels like Vipers got more or less what they wanted out of the draft. I'm concerned about the Zac into the Graves, but Ziggs should be fine against LeBlanc, can farm, and they specifically want the Kai'Sa Thresh, it seems like, so they're not worried about the range of the Caitlyn or the engage from the Rakan.
Right, and I will tell you, what microphone are you using?
My headset should be.
You want to try and unplug it and plug it back in. You're all robotic-y.
Okay.
What I am gonna say while he's doing that is the Viper chose a lot of comfort picks, which is awesome, but they also they cannot let Graves snowball the early game, which is what Where's My ELO is exactly going to try to do.
All right, I'm gonna talk now and listen to it.
It's still there. I don't know why it's there.
All right, I'm gonna talk now and listen to it.
It's still there.
I do sound a little robot-y. That's weird. Let me.
It's kind of random.
Let me try that one. I unplugged the headset completely.
It's kind of random. Well, it's off and on. Like right now, you sound fine.
The headset completely. Okay, I'm wondering. I was messing with my little clip earlier. I wonder if I bumped something, rotated it out. I was messing with my little. Okay, it sounds fine now. And then I closed the dashboard because I didn't want to listen to myself. Now I need to reopen the dashboard. That's perfect. Dashboard because I didn't want to listen to myself. Now I need to reopen the dashboard.
They brought 2 ignites versus 0 ignites. Just playing towards that snowballing early game that I'm talking about so much.
Yeah, they have the Graves and the LeBlanc and the Rakan are all very strong early on. I'm interested if that's strong enough to get Caitlyn over that kind of early trough that she has.
Well, against Kai'Sa, I feel like who is it? ELO is gonna have a better early game. Just Caitlyn outranges Kai'Sa completely, unless if she decides to eat a hook or two. Then I definitely give the bot lane to Where's My ELO for at least the early portions.
So do you have one team comp that you're favoring more than the other, or is it just that Dude Where's My ELO is going to be stronger early and Vipers should be a little bit stronger later on?
I'm leaning towards Where's My ELO right now, specifically because of the fact that early game is just so important, especially in our awesome league, because once you get that snowball, it kind of puts the other team on tilt, and you don't really know what to do to get back into it. I want to see Viper just play around the Zac ganks, though. If they can do that, then I feel like they can do the exact opposite. Actually have a good early game.
And on the bright side, they should have shoving mid and shoving top lane. So hopefully, if Zac's getting collapsed on by the Graves, they can head over and assist him and maybe turn that around. If Lucky gets a little too overconfident with it.
Right. My tip to Viper is just don't die. If you can not die during the laning phase, it kills like a bonus thing. If they can just not die, then they got the game in the bag.
So you're going to see a black screen for a bit as everything loads in the background. I still haven't figured out exactly how to smooth over that transition, so apologies there.
That's when you need the riot hand that comes out and like crushes the glass and everything. You need one of those, but your own.
It still fades to black if I transition after that for some reason. It just takes a second for it to load into OBS.
Oh. You might have to make it like a third scene, go into that, and then go into the in-game scene.
Maybe. Or just a video playing over top. I don't know. We could get really fancy with it, but honestly, I just don't care enough Um, Man, I got the Viper's position perfect, but not Dude, where's my ELO? Okay. And then, boop, there we go. Hopefully,
We're at that 0-0 time frame.
yeah, hopefully the players will actually load and we can start the cast. I've had one cast where the game just didn't load. It just sat there at 0 for, I want to say it was like 5 to 10 minutes. It was pretty awkward. But we did make it into Summoner's Rift, so welcome everybody in. On the bottom side of the map, they are 0-2 on the season, but looking for a little bit of redemption here. And the last game of the first round robin, it's the Vipers. In the top lane will be Baka Pro playing Gnar. In the jungle, Fiorix on Zac. In mid lane, I'm a Gay Robot on Ziggs. And in the bot lane, the Revenchrist and Droopy the Clown have their Comfort, Thresh, and Kaisa.
And on the red side, we have Dude, where's my ELO? But obviously, if they've found it, because they're currently undefeated this season, we have, oh Jesus, how do you pronounce that name? Malza Hardons. Hardons, excuse me, in the top lane on Ornn. Aziriously Lucky on Graves in the jungle, Spitfire on LeBlanc in the mid lane, Habit King playing Caitlyn with Rakan, Constant Stutter doing our duo in the bot lane. Pretty standard stuff so far.
Yeah, it looks like neither team looking for that early level 1. I think that Vipers has a little bit stronger level 1, but they're not wanting to go
Unless
for
they're
it.
waiting for it.
Yeah.
Because Ziggs is in the bot lane. I'm actually kind of surprised at, no, they're not doing anything. Surprised at where's my ELO's positioning. Because did you notice where Graves was at the start there?
Yeah, I feel like that's Lucky was our jungler last season. We told him to stand in mid for some reason. I don't remember what it was.
No, it's super good because if he starts in the mid lane, then it's like, okay, is he starting blue buff or is he starting red buff? Because he walks away and then you don't know which direction he went. So it's actually super smart.
So anyway, both junglers starting on the bottom side of the map. It's always interesting to see, especially after such a big jungle patch, what their specific pathings are. So Zac's going red to his wolves, whereas Lucky's actually clearing out that whole top, well, not the whole top side. He's got his blue romp and then the scuttle romp up on the dragon side. Directed camera's much more interested in bot lane, apparently.
It's where all the auto attacks are. Didn't we talk about how that doesn't actually get you level 3?
Yeah, it doesn't, but he's valuing the vision, and then Graves isn't terrible at ganking level 2, although now he's showing himself in mid lane. The missing pings were a nice touch from Vipers.
Maybe he just wants to farm it. Oh, he's trying to.
Oh, he's gonna get double scuttle.
Scuttles.
I don't know if you get level 3 off of double scuttle.
You have to.
I think you do. Yeah.
JK, I don't know how.
Oh,
he should be able to.
Yeah, he got level 3.
He level 3.
Okay. I was gonna say the actual highest experience camp is Krugs, and then after that is Scuttle early on, and then Scuttle takes over on the second one. You can tell we're both junglers. Baka Pro's gonna go ahead and grab Mega Gnar, jumps in, lands the wallop just for a little bit of trade damage. There's a hook from Droopy the Clown. It's a nice passive proc. I always like watching Revenchrist on the Kaisa. He does a pretty good job managing his passive, making sure that he procs that and then gets out of the trade for that nice chunk of damage.
And honestly, the more stacks there are, if he uses his W to pop them, they're gonna do more damage with those trades.
Spitfire though lands the chain onto I'm a Gay Robot. I mean, it's a trade. He got the barrier down. Hook in from Droopy the Clown. The tower shot comes through onto Constant Stutter as well. They're not able to finish him off.
And this is what I was talking about earlier, where they have the advantage if they don't eat the hooks.
Now Aziriously Lucky is here. This is turning into a, I don't want to say a 2v2 because Spitfire's not here. Lucky's forced to flash back over the wall. I don't think he was expecting that Zac to be there at his Raptors. Raptors is kind of a weird camp to be at 4 minutes into the game.
Lots of trading so far, but nobody's fully committing.
Yeah, right now the only flash down is Lucky's as well, the jungler for Dude, Where's My ELO? So it's not like there's a huge gank opportunity necessarily either.
And orange. Oh. Nope.
Fioric's trying to force something in mid lane. Spitfire just distorts back to the pad and gets a little bit of a chunk down.
Ziggs kind of has an advantage against LeBlanc, I feel, at least the way he's been trading so far. The only problem is if LeBlanc decides to go all in, just use Ignite. Oh,
Misses the chain.
Yeah, I've
The
just
Ignite comes
called
down.
it.
That
The
auto is
Ignite.
going to be enough, though, for first blood for Spitfire. And
I may or may not have been just talking about that. Yeah, that's a problem for them. LeBlanc getting snowballed, it's just not going to be fun for their other lane.
And Spitfire's been able to snowball so far on the Fizz and the Zed. The LeBlanc isn't something I was aware that he played, but it certainly makes sense that it would fit into his wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, I've seen him more on Annie than I have on the LeBlanc, so I'm kind of interested to see if he can continue the pressure. He's looked pretty good on it so far. His pressure has seemed...
Oh, Graves is actually behind the bot lane turret, not to interrupt your thing.
Oh, well,
And they have a pretty
he's
large
taking the
wave.
Krugs. He's taking that high XP camp.
He knows what's up.
Pings from Ziggs headed down toward... Oh, that was a good Piltover Peacemaker from Cabot King. Droopy's going to go ahead and hook in Constant Stutter. Droopy's really low on mana. This is kind of a spot that Revenchrist doesn't want to be in. He's trapped between two of the traps, forced to flash over the trap behind the turret.
Ziggs should just go in, go in.
Lucky's here. The hook's going to take the kill, though, from Droopy. And now Ziggs lands the Satchel Charge, able to at least slow them up just a bit. Another Bouncing Bomb should be primed here in just a second. Oh, the flash and the heal away from Constant Stutter and Cabot King.
Connect.
Oh, the heal was just a self-heal. Just for the
Yeah,
movement speed.
it didn't actually heal Rakan. LeBlanc is moving down for the cleanup crew, though.
Walks over the pink ward, so this is definitely known. Lantern out to
Ooh.
safety for Ziggs. Means that Spitfire's not going to find anything for his roam down.
Yeah, not too sure about that one. Oh, weird. For some reason on my screen, it showed an animation that LeBlanc flashed forward, but I don't think
It was just the distortion. The flash was down from earlier
Yeah.
in mid lane.
Yeah, the trading on the top side.
Yeah, this isn't the most exciting. The fleet footwork on Gnar is...
I don't know. He's got a good trade going here, and
Yeah.
he's got the wave advantage shoving in. So
Gnar
he should be
definitely
able to get
wins
some decent damage.
Yeah, Gnar definitely wins extended trades. I feel like Ornn wins shorter trades, especially with the grasp compared to the fleet footwork.
Absolutely. The Ziggs needs to farm up a bit now. He's a level behind still.
Looks like Lucky is on the dragon right now.
Yeah, they definitely have the pressure for it.
Yeah, it's not envisioned. Their bot lane's actually just not there. So it's it's kind of... I don't want to say risky. If they did find him, it would be risky, but it doesn't look like he's going to get punished for it. And we're also not going to flip over to it, so we're just going to click.
Well, bot lane's currently freezing the lane, and so there's no way that they could rotate over safely.
Revenchrist tries to find that trade onto Cabot Cake, but Constant Stutter and Lucky duo down that Cloud Dragon. Get those stacks rolling, starting at about 9 minutes means that you'll get 5 dragons if you keep killing them this game. Zac is here in top lane, trying to turn this back around. Fjorix lands the stretching strikes, not able to completely finish it off. Some flashes forward. They are going to be able to burn him down. Baka Pro picks up the kill.
That's actually
That's
and
a
hook on
decent
the
hook from Droopy as well, trying to follow up. Constant Stutter pops the quickening, trying to turn it back around. The ace in the hole not going to connect as well. Teleport coming down. Cabot King actually picks up the kill with the Piltover Peacemaker. Gnar teleports in on the trap. He is Mega, has the Gnar available. The Gnar show doesn't connect.
There's actually a lot of good things that I'm seeing out of Viper so far. Especially with that gank top lane, they were very aggressive and just got the kill onto Gnar, which is exactly what he needed against Ornn.
Yeah, should be feeling quite a bit more comfortable now. Unfortunately, the bot lane has been turned around. It looks like... I lost my train of thought, but the 2v2 has been going a little bit in favor of Cabot King and Constant Stutter.
Yeah, which is to be expected.
With the Ziggs bomb coming down, that's going to connect! Oh, the kill goes over to Baka Pro. Actually, no assist from the Ziggs ultimate. But Baka's going to clean up the double kill. And that's a 3-0 Gnar now.
I hope he stays and pushes that tower, but I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, and Lucky has the response. There's the Rift Herald going down for Dude, Where's My ELO? So making sure to trade something back is always the hallmark of good teams compared to mediocre teams.
Yeah, it looks like bot lane's just taking what they got though and backing. Then again, I don't know how much damage they really could have gotten on the tower, but
yeah, Gay Robot's behind 2 levels now and about 30 CS. He's really having a struggle now in that mid lane against the LeBlanc. Meanwhile, Baka Pro's walked back into top lane, finds a little bit of damage onto Lucky. Doesn't look like anything more is... Although they're both hanging around still. Flash forward from Spitfire as well as the Ignite. That'll be the solo kill in mid again for the LeBlanc.
that's such a hard lane though, because he's all skill shots and all she has to do is push QR and you're dead.
Helps to land the chain as well, but I understand the sentiment.
But especially with like the poke and everything, and it just makes it so difficult for him to stay in lane. That's why he's so far behind in farm.
Yeah, do you think that that's an itemization then? Should Mega Robot have the magic resist early, like going toward a Banshee Veil, rather than the blasting one?
I don't even know if it'll help. I don't know if it'll even help, because then he just loses all of his damage, and he's still useless. His roam down bot earlier was super good with that ultimate, picking him. Oh, he didn't actually get the kill.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't get any damage officially down. It was just the double kill for Gnar.
Yeah, that's what I want to see more out of him. Shove the lane mid and get out of there.
That was a good trade for him. I think Spitfire took an extra tower shot or two, but
also doesn't look like he's backed yet.
Yeah, I'm a Gay Robot just needs to try to find a way to equalize and get some farm, get some items. I think he'll be okay. We've seen him have a good performance on the Ziggs. The Ornhorn coming in. Oh, there's the Mega Inferno Bomb. Does a ton of damage to Cabot King, and Revenchrist will pick up the kill in bot lane. We completely missed a 1v1 in top as Malza Hardons picks up one. Now Lucky is coming in. Hook doesn't connect onto him. This is kind of an awkward situation for the Rakan as he heads into the enemy jungle just to get out.
And again, this is exactly what I was saying. Ziggs, that ult did so much damage, getting Kaisa the kill, which so far has the most gold on the team, by like 500, yeah, by 500 some gold pieces. So if they can just keep funneling more resources into her, she can definitely carry this game.
We have a bit of a first turret race going on as it's Ornn versus 4. The 4, of course, you know, have other people contesting them. It's just Ornn by himself in the top lane. Doesn't look like either of the turrets are going to fall just yet. They have the Ziggs, the satchel charge available. Spitfire goes in, the Hook not able to connect onto him. And the minions just getting killed a little bit too fast for the push for Vipers.
Kind of a stalemate at the moment.
Yeah, right now it's about a 500 gold lead, all things considered, for Dude, Where's My ELO? That's not super significant at this point. Gay Robot, though. That was a good dodge on the chain. I don't know about the satchel charge. I'm actually not sure where he's going right now. But Fiorix is here, not able to connect with the elastic slingshot, though. This is kind of a weird standoff that we have. It feels like both teams want to make something happen, but are getting constantly denied.
Looks like Lucky's changing that, though.
Yeah, Lucky's going to drop that Rift Herald mid. For that. Yeah, Fiorix is relatively close, but this could be the big turning point. Oh, he gets the eye with the auto attack. It's going to potentially prevent the tower from going down. I don't know.
With Ziggs, you have such a... Oh, never
Oh, the
mind.
dash in from Reverend Christ. He's going to immediately pick up that kill on Constant Stutter. A little bit of an overextension there from the Caitlyn Rakan combo. The tower in mid does finally fall, so he wasn't able to save it, as it turns out. And the first tower gold going over to Dude Where's My ELO. They're going to grab the Zac passive as well off of the distortion. I don't think they can finish him off, though. The Mega Inferno Bomb just going to zone him back out and make sure they can't dive. So Zac loses his passive.
Yeah,
first
but
time
for
this game.
Graves' flash, so not sure how worth that is.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is first turret gold worth giving up that kill in mid lane? But it's not going to play out that way. But if you're
What kill?
the kill on Ziggs, so if Ziggs dies but he's able to kill the Rift Herald and prevent first tower, is that completely worth it?
I mean, yes, but he was unable to do so because he was such low health already, and that's why I was saying he shouldn't be staying there around the same time. He could have queued from a distance. It's not like Ziggs doesn't have the range, but
Yeah.
overall, him dying plus the first turret gold definitely was not worth.
Yeah, Fjorix has walked toward top lane. I think Malzahardons has an idea about what's happening because they're not contesting the dragon right now, which goes over to Rakan. Not the cleanest smite, but is the second dragon going over to Dude Where's My ELO?
They're
Hook's
definitely
going to land
pressure
on the
blue
Graves.
turret.
Caitlyn's a little bit far away. I don't think they were aware. Now 4 members are collapsing for Dude Where's My ELO. We've got 3 strong pushing in top. They have the satchel charge to try to burst down the last of the tower if they can get to it. The hammer time, or the hammer boy bouncy time comes through. That's a big knock up onto 3. Baka Pro's taken super low. He's forced to flash away.
Yeah, and overall, this is looking pretty bad for Vipers. They're losing their bot tower while getting nothing top lane.
Quickening comes
That was
through.
an
It's going to land
excellent
onto Droopy. Hook onto the cannon minion, not able to pick anything up. And the collateral damage from Graves picks up the kill onto Droopy. All of the work that they've done so far has been kind of undone in the last minute and a half.
Yeah, it's kind of a feels bad moment because it's so difficult to push against an Ornn. Because it's not like you can tower dive him. He's too tanky, he'll just kill you. But then if you just take it, he's gonna kill you anyway.
Yeah, that's really difficult. They gave up a total of, well, so far it's been 2. This will, I think, will end up being 3 towers plus the kills bot lane. Just in that 1 minute span, and now we're out to about a 5,000 gold lead for Dude Where's My ELO, and they look firmly in control.
Yeah, and if we go back to Champion Select where I was talking about where they don't want to fall behind in this early/mid game, this is where it kind of just snowballs, and it's really difficult to come back for something like this because you have to have patience, which I know I am lacking of most of the time when I'm playing League. You wanna fight all the time, but you just gotta take the waves as they come and farm it out.
Yeah, the big thing I'm seeing right now is the experience difference in mid and top. 2-level advantage for Malzahardons on the Ornn. There was a 2-level advantage earlier for Spitfire. I think he'll get it back, yeah, right now. So despite the roam plays, it's gotten them just a little bit behind. Reverend Christ jumps back in, trying to dodge some of the damage. The Grand Entrance knocks up 1, but Constant Stutter's in trouble. He's going to die to the box. Droopy flashes forward for a hook that lands onto a minion, so not able to follow up. Lucky's just hanging out right over the wall as Vaka Pro is collapsing as well. Hook lands onto Caitlyn. They're able to jump in and immediately eliminate him. Reverend Christ picks that one up. The Abduct comes down. A double kill for LeBlanc, though, off of the distortion, and is able to get out as well using that little bit of invisibility from the passive. There's still 3 members here for Vipers, and that'll force the teleport in from Malzahardons just to make sure that they can't continue the push.
That was good at the start of it. I really like how Zac was using those angles to get into the fight, kind of surprised the Rakan, but that Kaisa was all the way in, not looking back. Ends up dying for it.
I liked the idea behind it, but the damage right now for Dude Where's My ELO's on that LeBlanc, and they weren't able to eliminate that immediately. They got rid of the Caitlyn, but the Caitlyn's not the big threat right now. The Caitlyn's sitting on a BF sword for damage, or a BF sword pickaxe. It's all about that LeBlanc right now.
Yeah, the Kaisa definitely. Oh,
Now Baka Pro caught just a little bit. Well, more than a little bit. The quickening comes through, able to charm up Baka Pro. Oh, that's a good wallop, though, landing onto both of them. Can they continue following through? Now Gay Robot and Droopy have rotated up. Spitfire, though, not afraid, going to dash right in with the distortion. The Void Seeker lands. We have the ability for Kaisa to jump in. Just standing over the wall. Actually, Spitfire is going to go down to Baka Pro. Malzahardon still trying to chase through and pick up something. Fiorix comes over the wall. All 5 members kind of fighting. Oh, the Ornhorn's going to pick up one off of the connection there. Malzahardon's now just diving through. He picks up the double kill underneath the turret. Baka Pro will eventually finish that up. Meanwhile, Revan Christ had dove all the way through and was able to kill off Constant Stutter. So it's a 3 for 2.
so far it seems like this entire game's hinging on a couple of players, Kaisa and Ornn. Because that last fight, they were kind of 1v5 in everyone, it felt like.
Yeah, we didn't get to see the play, but Revan Christ got the first. I mean, it was a big chunk of damage onto LeBlanc. Didn't pick up that kill, unfortunately, but then jumped all the way through to go after the recon. Meanwhile, continuing to jump through as Cabot King's in a little bit of trouble. The stretching strike not able to connect and knock the Graves together. Spitfire's here as he jumps into the smoke cloud to pick up one. The burn damage able to pick up the kill onto Revan Christ. Now 4 members are here to defend. It's hard to push against the Ziggs, but that tower's pretty low.
Does LeBlanc have scored?
I believe that was the little chunk of damage that we saw at the end. I think so. I don't
Because
actually...
I thought she was out, but she was burning to something. It wasn't igniting.
Yeah, I don't think I can actually see the rune page. Yeah, there was a scorch on the hit there as well, so...
Okay.
I'll go ahead and say probably confirmed. Ooh, the Mega Inferno Bomb, though, picking up quite a bit of damage. Jump in from Zac, able to knock up a couple. Baka Pro jumps in as well. The Abduct, they're going to grab the Ornn. Man, he is a tanky boy. They should eventually kill him. Yeah, Gay Robot will pick that up. Now, Revan Christ and Lucky are having a duel on the bottom side of the map to continually interrupt you. The healing from Death's Dance just not enough for the Kaisa there, as Lucky picks up the solo kill in the bottom lane. Ziggs is close.
Okay.
That bouncing bomb.
Will it go down? No, it won't. It's still good. We were talking about low health towers earlier. That one's staying.
115, and it regens now. So they've got that.
Funny.
Welcome Wing Nation and Shadezi to the stream. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Cloud Dragon. Oh, he got it! Fiorix with the steal. Runs away from the Lantern out to safety, though. He's got his passive, but...
Definitely not worth, in my opinion.
Oh, he got back up for just a second and then gets shot down by Cabot King.
Yeah, and that's gold onto Caitlyn, who was one of the few people that they've managed to shut out of this game. So, for an Adric, I say meh. And
now they'll be able to take down this this low health tower. That should just be the one Caitlyn shot. Yeah. Teleport coming through from Baka Pro. Hook doesn't connect, and I mean, the Caitlyn thing, you just put a trap right underneath the teleport. Lucky's pretty chunked though. I don't know that they can really continue the chase. So they lose the inhibitor turret, but the inhibitor's going to stay alive for now. And the gold leads, oh, well, never mind. I was just about to talk about it, but that's a good rotation. That's a good awareness, knowing that that tower was low enough for them just to go ahead and face tank even without the Ornn there.
Yeah, I mean, they have the gold advantage to be able to do this, just to rotate through and take each tower. And since all the waves are going to be pushing against Vipers because they haven't taken a single turret, it's super difficult to find a fight and go back to your turrets before the wave crashes and makes them as low as they are.
So some more items coming through. The Rage Blade on Kai'Sa's finished up. Sheen on Ziggs. I know that there are some people that are huge fans of that build. You can push towers all day. I don't know that I like it necessarily in this situation. I don't know if you'll agree with that. But...
I think he needs more damage at this point. They're obviously not getting close enough to the towers to make that effective yet.
Yeah, I just think that he needs a little bit more wave clear. Try and stall it out rather than the auto attack bonus damage. I don't mind it if you're pushing towers if you're ahead, but I don't think that it's the right item in this situation, at least.
We have the European death push being set up, but they're rushing on the Baron anyway.
Yeah, they. Oh, we've talked a lot. Oh, Gay Robot gets chunked out. Flash away from. I heard a flash. I'm not really sure. Fjorix jumps in though. The Baron does go over to the LeBlanc. Fjorix abducts one. They're able to pick up one kill. Now on the backside of the fight, Cabot King trying to fight with Revenkreist, but it'll go the way of the Kaisa. Now it's Baka Pro and Revenkreist trying to scrap it out. They'll pick up the kill on Lucky, but Spitfire, the damage able to come through. Ornn is still alive and full health on the backside of the fight, by the way. So they're able. Yeah, overall that's a 4 for 3. They knock off a couple of Baron buffs as well.
I mean, at least they don't have as much pushing power anymore, where my ELO doesn't. Ornn does a bit of damage, but obviously LeBlanc not known for her massive auto attacks.
Yeah, I'm also interested this this Gnar build, the Black Cleaver plus the it'll be a Frost Mallet is pretty normal, but then the Berserker Greaves are kind of a weird adaptation. I feel like you really need the Merc Treads against the Ornn in lane.
No, I definitely agree. Looking to lay down that damage. He is 6-1, so he has done a good job this game, at least in the later phases.
Yeah, and right now the farm difference is starting to catch up to him, though. Gay Robot's level 12 right now, compared to like the Ornn and the Graves are both level 15, and the highest level on Vipers is level 13. So I think we're seeing that farm and experience difference start to come through just a little bit now.
I mean, and if I'm not watching, so I don't know if you've looked at the gold differences between everyone. Seriously, Lucky has 1,200 gold, 12,000 gold on himself, compared to Zach's 7,000. So literally a 5,000 gold difference just between the junglers.
And I mean that's half of the gold difference in the game right there.
Right, and
that being said, the team fights have looked fine from Vipers. They're trading not terribly in the actual team fights themselves.
I think the problem, unfortunately, stems back to the beginning of the game. They just lost one too many kills before they could really scale up and start the team fights that they would be looking for.
Yeah, they also lost that tempo advantage pretty hard early on as well. Fjorik's trying to jump in. They're trying to catch Graves. I don't know that this 3-man squad can clear. Oh my goodness, Spitfire over the wall with the solo kill onto I'm a Gay Robot. Just deletes him. Now the Ornhorn comes through, knocks up the Kaisa. The return from Spitfire. Oh, the Ornening the Gnar not able to connect onto it. Double kill now for Spitfire. And the triple. Lucky trying to 1v2. He's actually going to be successful, it looks like. That's some big cross-map outplays. The double kill for Lucky, the triple kill in the top lane for Spitfire, that's going to be game number 1.
Yeah, the lead was just too great. Hard to do anything in this sort of situation, especially against the Baron buff. So a really well played game by Where's My ELO overall.
Yeah, so the full house at the end of the game for Dude Where's My ELO is going to secure it. That's 22-15 in the final kill count at 28.5 minutes. And game number 1 going over to Dude Where's My ELO. Otso, give me your game MVP.
Putting me on the spot immediately. I started to think about it. Pretty sure he's gotten it before, but it's because of his... I'd have to say Spitfire, just because of his control of the mid lane was too much for Viper to deal with, and he just snowballed it from there, even picking himself up a triple kill at the end of the game.
Yeah, the stylish triple kill, I think, tips it just a little bit. I think Lucky's going to be my runner-up there. He got the Flame
Agreed.
Horizon in the jungle. He got the 1v2 outplay in the bottom lane at the end of the game as well. I struggle not to give it to him, but Spitfire played really well this game.
I'll give you my argument between the two of them because Lucky he did more damage than Spitfire. However, I feel that the damage that Spitfire did was onto priority targets in specific situations where it just gave them the advantage, like in a 4v5 or a 3v5. So I feel like his damage was more well placed rather than just overall
Yeah,
compared to Lucky.
I mean, I'll take it. We heard the man. That'll be the MVP going over to Spitfire for the game. Um, we'll reset really quick here. I don't know if Oates will be able to join us for game number 2.
I'm pretty sure I won't be able to.
Okay.
Maybe for a bit, depends on when it starts.
Okay. Well, we'll have to play it by ear. But thanks everybody for watching game number 1. I'm gonna throw on some music really quick and